Alright, so let's get started building this stand. So the first thing that I did was I did like a dry fit, I put everything together without screws or anything. So now I'm just going to take it apart so I can do the first rectangle at the bottom of the stand. This is going to be, like I said, the bottom, and this is what's going to be the support for the 4 posts that are going to be screwed into it. And of course, being that this is wood, and you want to be really careful with this wood because this is going to support a huge, well, not a huge, but a really heavy aquarium. You want to drill a hole first, a really, really tiny hole with a drill bit through the wood before you put the screws in, because you can actually crack the wood, and that's going to make your aquarium stand really, really unsafe. So it's best to drill a small hole with a small drill bit and then screw in regular old screws. For this stand, I'm using actually drywall screws, and there really isn't a big difference. I mean, if you do use wood screws, you're just going to be spending a whole bunch more money on wood screws, because wood screws are more expensive than drywall screws. But the drywall screws work exactly the same, and there's really no need to buy expensive wood screws. So now the bottom rectangle is done. Now we're going to start doing the posts. Once again, drilling a hole so that we can put the screws in there. And just finishing up the other post with the screws. And actually, when you do drill a hole, the screws go into the wood much easier. And if you're thinking that this may compromise the hole, meaning like the screws won't grab the wood really good, no, trust me, these screws will grab the wood really, really well, even with that tiny hole in there. Just think of the tiny little hole that you drill with the drill bit as a guide for the screw. It's really not going to compromise your stand, trust me. So now what I'm doing here is I'm just drilling in some of the supports at the bottom of the stand. This is what's going to really secure those 4 posts into the rectangle and make the bottom super strong. And now I'm going to install the supports around the posts. And when I did this, I made sure that the first post that I installed went over the crease where the rectangle meets. So if you look on the corner, you can see where the middle piece is and then where the outer piece is. So I made sure to cover that crease with a piece of wood. If I did it the other way, where I lined the wood up perfectly with the post, it wouldn't be that strong, because you're not like interlocking things like a puzzle. So it's much better. So now that I got those supports drilled in there, I'm going to flip the stand on its side so I can start drilling some more stuff on the top of the stand. And right here I'm just making sure that everything is even and everything's in its place. A really good thing that you want to do when you're building a stand, you want to make sure everything is in its correct place, not out of place, not moved at all. You want it to really be even, because an uneven stand is not a good stand. It really isn't, trust me, it's dangerous. So now pretty much everything is done, and I'm just going to finish up these last screws here, and yeah, the stand is done. Looks great. Alright guys, so it's actually much later in the day now. I stopped building the stand. We went out to celebrate my parents' 26th anniversary today. So once we got back, I was exhausted, so I just finished up the last supports for the stand, and I'm done. Took a shower, done. I'm so exhausted. Building an aquarium stand may sound simple, but when you're on your knees, getting off your knees, standing up, sitting down, rolling it over, twisting it this way to screw in this, screw in that, hammer this, hammer that, it's a lot of work. And I was told in several videos, actually no, I was told in like one video that it would take about 30 minutes to construct this stand. No. 30 minutes maybe for somebody that has everything worked out perfectly, has like 2 drills so they don't have to switch drill bits. Maybe 30 minutes for that person, but for somebody like me that has 1 drill and a lot of stuff to screw in, and it did not take 30 minutes. But The upside to the stand is that it is really cheap. The total cost for this stand, just to build it like it is, $33. Everything purchased at Lowe's. And if I didn't buy the wood glue, or what else did I buy? Actually, I think that's the only extra thing that I bought. If I didn't buy the wood glue, that would knock off maybe an extra $4. So you'd be looking at about $29. So incredible, right? $29 for an aquarium stand. Where do you hear that? Never. So it's an incredible deal. There is a way bigger advantage to building your own aquarium stand, and there's also the pride knowing that you built it yourself, and you know, it's just really fun to build it, and you have that pride. It's awesome. So really glad that I'm finished with it. Now basically all I have to do is just do the decorative, you know, part of the stand, put the door in right here, put the hinges, and then put some wood on the sides, cover it up, and of course I'm going to leave the back all open so that I can, you know, plug all the stuff in, all the electrical things and things like that. And so once I'm done with that, then I'm going to put the filter in there, all my electrical stuff, my CO2 tank, which by the way I'm buying a really big 20-pound CO2 tank for my plants, or from the Planet Aquarium once I get it set up. That should fit in there okay. I'm not sure about the height, but I measured it before and I think it might fit, but I have to double check. And then the decorative paneling on the outside, like I said, the door, painting it. I'm gonna paint it kind of like an espresso color because we're getting new furniture and that's the color of our new furniture, so I'm gonna try to make it match that. And then after that, I believe we'll be done. And I mean, the stand is really strong. I mean, to me it can support probably more than 1,000 pounds. So I love that I was able to do this. I really doubted myself because it seems so intimidating as far as building your own aquarium stand that's going to hold a you know, glass box with water that weighs hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and that if it breaks it could ruin your entire floor. You know, it was really intimidating, but I did it. The tank is sitting nice and flush on it, and it looks great. Once I put the wood paneling on it, it'll look like an expensive aquarium stand that people would, you know, find in a pet store for $300. You know, it's just incredible the amount of money you can save when you do things on your own. I guess the next step would be to build my own aquarium. I'm really intimidated by that, but that's something I might try in the future. I'm not really sure though, because that kind of scares me, building my own aquarium. But just like with aquarium stands, people say it's easy, so I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try, maybe I won't. But other than that, everything is pretty much done for now, so that's going to be the end of this video. In the next video, we'll be doing the wood paneling, installing all the electrical, the filter and everything. And oh, I totally forgot to mention, and we're going to be drilling the tank through the glass. We're going to be drilling holes through the glass for the plumbing for the filter. So can't believe I forgot to tell you guys that. So I ordered some diamond drill bits. They should be here soon, and some Schedule 80 bulkheads, which I'll explain what those are in the video. They're really high quality bulkheads that are supposedly guaranteed to last a long time and never leak. So lots of new things happening with the tank. So excited. I know it's kind of weird that you guys watch the video of the tank all set up and the plants growing and everything, and now it's just like totally torn apart. But honestly guys, I really wanted to do this because first of all, the stand that I had before, like I said in the beginning of the video, didn't fit my aquarium properly, and it wasn't open, so I couldn't actually drill all the way straight through without hitting the wood stand. Building my own stand, now all this is clear, so I can actually plumb the aquarium like I want to. So yeah, sorry that this is like such a big switch up, but I really had to do this, guys, to give me peace of mind, because I hated the overflow siphon thing. It really irritated me. So okay, lots of new things to come in other videos. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing. It really means a lot to me. And once again, thank you to all the DIY tutorial video, you know, uploaders out there for uploading videos on how to build your own aquarium stand. I wouldn't have been able to do it without those videos. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody.